Welcome back, folks, to Let's Replay Beneath the Steel Sky, and when last we left off, Robert, Foster and Joey are stuck at the top of the eerie tower block. They want to get to the ground level, but that's going to be easier said than done. Currently the elevators aren't working because the saboteur threat is still active. We're going to have to find a way to cancel that alert. We can't use the walkways because the helicopter crash that we survived is blocking the walkway that leads to other places, and the people we've talked to here have been less than helpful. We found somebody who was working really hard at trying to sleep, who really didn't tell us very much that could help us, and these two people here only directed us to this link terminal. We are going to be using the link terminal, however. The link terminals are actually quite important to completing the game. Let's have a look at it, shall we?
It's a link terminal.
You can't get to a link terminal before getting Reich's ID card, which is why there's no thing saying, I need a card to use this, because we have a card. Let us use Reich's card on the link terminal, and hope it works. And it does. That is curious because you'd think that Link would cancel Reich's card, but that didn't happen. I wonder why. There are 4 things we can look at here. The personal information of Reich, we can look at some adverts, we can look at some Union City news, and we can access the security services section because this is Reich's card and Reich is a member of the security services. Let's first check the personal information, see if we can glean anything about Reich from it. Stephen Reich, Bellevue Gardens 2291, balance of account $6,037. That sounds like quite a lot of cash to have just available. Link status 5. Higher numbers are better in this system. Recent transactions, Frank's Exotic Fisheries $17, Holroyd Motor Services $190, Dangerous Bike Subs $12. So we've learned that Stephen Reich likes fish and likes motorbikes. That information may be useful. The motorbikes, not the fish. We'll be meeting the fish at some point though. Let's go back to the main menu. Let's look at the adverts. I'm sure we can find out something interesting from them. Worried about your future? We offer fully comprehensive policies to safeguard your status. Anchor Insurance, Commercial Row, Bellevue, 2282. Well, if we need insurance, we know where to go. We probably don't need insurance. We're not planning on staying that long. Next page. Why is Betty the center of attraction? She's wearing the latest in fashion. Bakelite lip plates supplied and fitted. House of Merit, High Green, 804. Well, if we need Bakelite lip plates, we know where to go. The club in the park, St. James. When you get there, you'll know you've arrived. St. James's Club, Hyde Park, Erie 300. I imagine we could get access to St. James, provided we can get low enough in the tower block. We're going to have to get to ground level to get to St. James's Club. It may happen. We're hoping it will. Next page. Suspicious of your neighbors? Turn your paranoia into hard cash. Contact Neighborhood Watch Scheme, Security Services 826. If you needed any more hints that this is a seriously dystopian future, this is a big hint. Massive. Next page. Amaze your friends with our accessories. Safe hermaphrosurgery techniques. Burke's Biosurgery, Bellevue, Erie 224. That is a location that we can visit, and we've discovered that Bellevue is part of the Erie Tower block, which means we can visit Anchor Insurance as well, provided they're open, and they'll let us go in. There's a lot of ifs and conditionals here. Main menu. Let's check the news and see what's interesting and what's happening in Union City. Maybe they'll reference that helicopter crash. 3. Hobart Loonies at it again. It has been confirmed that the introduction of a mystery virus into Link was the work of left-wing activists from Hobart City. The virus caused an error which led to the termination of over 32 residents of East Park Block. That's terrible! Next page. Property theft figures soar. The removal of items of clothing from an office suite in Wilberforce Park brings the number of incidents reported this month to 7. Security services have issued a warning to businesses in the area to be vigilant. Only 7 instances of theft in a month? That should tell you that the security forces have a very firm grip on crime in Union City. Perhaps a zero-tolerance grip. Next page. Hobart embargo forces rationing. Following the recently imposed trade embargo, measures have been introduced to ration food supplies. The daily allowance for workers below status 3 is reduced by 40%. Executive eateries will no longer serve croutons. Not the croutons! They're positively suffering! Or it may be that the people who are less off in this society are suffering a lot more than those that are wealthy. Next page. Judge comes down on youth. Plans to end violent crime in the East Park block have met with Link approval. Judge Chutney, the man behind the new laws, described the crackdown as long overdue. Offenders are to be removed to Camp Morrissey for re-education. That sounds ominous. Next page. This is the last entry. Delicatessen sold recycled produce. The owner of a burger bar in Otomo Junction was fined $2,000 for selling food products which contravened official regulations. Analysis showed that the burgers contained an unacceptably high level of human waste. Note, unacceptably high level, not that it contained human waste at all. Remind me never to go there for a burger. Main menu. Finally, we have the security services menu. If we can get access to this, we could potentially turn off the alert for the saboteur and we can go down to lower levels. Let's give it a go. Well, that didn't work. We failed the retina scan. We didn't think to grab one of Reich's eyes while we were looking for things. To be fair, if we were just going to show an eye at the retina scan, I think the people at that desk would ask a few questions. And I don't think the glasses will help us bypass the retina scan. Main menu. Let's exit. Thank you for using Link. Be vigilant. We'll certainly try. Let us leave. There's nothing more we can do there, but there are people we can talk to over here. Let's go have a look, shall we? Over here is where the elevator is, and a notice. Let's give the notice a read, shall we?
Interlevel access suspended during routine anti-terrorist strike. Security services, protecting the community.
We won't be using that for now. There's a slot.
It's a standard card slot.
Can we use our card in there? I bet we can, but I doubt it's going to do anything.
Either it's the wrong card, or the elevator's not working. Which means I'm trapped.
It's the latter. Definitely the latter.
An elevator to a lower level.
The only way is down. There's no upper area above where we are.
Couldn't open that, even with a crowbar.
Don't try using the metal bar. And here is another Link terminal.
It's a computer terminal, with the word Link on it.
I wonder if they think that you'll get to this one first, which is why they give you that more general description. There's also a cable.
A loose cable. Now that could be very useful.
Oh, it will be. The only problem is, we can't get it right now. Also, I like the fact that even though Foster is obscuring the cable, we can still select it. That's really good.
I can't reach the cable.
There's nothing we have that can reach the cable. Now, we could ask Joey something.
How can we get off this level, Joey?
We need to find an elevator. Unless you're prepared to jump.
I don't think we're prepared to jump. We could go into here, but first we're going to check out that helicopter crash. It's right over here. It's quite a mess, and there's somebody guarding the crash site. It's a good thing it's somebody that doesn't recognize us, otherwise we'd be dead right now.
That chopper's a write-off. I was lucky to get out alive.
You're telling me it's a mess. And we can't reach it. Let's have a conversation with the security officer. Perhaps we can get some information from him. Hello, what happened here?
What happened here?
Sabotage chopper crashed. Destroyed the hospital.
A hospital? That's tragic.
Could have been worse. It almost hit the factory.
And there's your daily reminder that this is a very dystopian place that we're in. Let's ask about how long it's going to take to clear this up. Hint, we're not going to be going that way anytime soon. Or ever.
When will this wreckage be cleared?
When the cleanup crew arrive. Walkway is off limits. You'll have to take the elevator down to Bellevue.
It's not working.
Too bad.
You're not very helpful.
It's not in my nature to help people.
In that case, why did you join security?
My mother talked me into it. I wanted to work with animals. Always fancied vivisection.
Did you notice that some of the written dialogue there wasn't spoken? A curious little thing. I wonder if the voice line was at fault or the written line. We'll ask this, even though it's probably not going to get us anywhere.
Do you mind if I watch?
There's nothing much to see. They've already scraped out the remains of the crew.
Were there any survivors?
Yeah, the dirty sab who caused the crash. But Captain Reich will deal with him. He's a living legend among security men.
Scraped out? Ugh. Also, about Reich, he's a bit dead. A former living legend, I think we should call him now. Let's ask about this.
So you reckon it was sabotage?
Things don't crash without a reason. I don't want to be a scaremonger, but it was probably the work of crazes from Hobart.
You're right that things don't crash without a reason, but you're completely wrong about the reason. We've no idea why it crashed.
Never mind.
There's nothing more we can do here, so it's time to leave. There's only one more place that we can go to, and that is in to here. Into the factory. Let's go! There's a fair bit to look at right now, including this robot, and this entire conveyor system. It seems like this is where a lot of the more generic pipes are made. Let's look at the robot first.
It's a robot welder. Joey would love that shell.
Oh, I imagine Joey would. And this button may look very conspicuous, you can't do anything with it. Let's talk to Joey about the shell. Do you want it? I bet you do.
You want a new shell, Joey?
Do you mean that welder?
That's right. You like it?
I'll say. It's the mutt's nuts.
The shell can't be removed while the robot's active.
So we're going to have to find a way to deactivate the robot. We could move further in, or we could talk to this woman. Maybe she'll be able to give us some information that will help. We do need to find out as much as we can. First, let's ask about what she's doing.
What are you doing?
I'm checking the pipes. They have to be perfect.
That's ridiculous. If they have to be perfect, they should be checked by a robot.
What's that?
He's my mechanoid chum, Joey.
It's cute. Does it do tricks?
Not really. He just follows me around. And gets in my way.
We've met a friendly person. They seem quite rare here. Let's ask about getting down to ground level. I doubt she can really help us because we know what's wrong, but maybe she has a different way to get down there.
How do I get down to ground level?
Take the elevator. Or the big jump if you're desperate.
The elevator's not working.
Oh, great. Lamb will be furious if he can't get down to Bellevue for his lunch.
We've heard about Lamb. We'll be meeting Lamb very shortly.
Has security been in here?
Yeah, they really stirred up. I think they were looking for someone. Look, I'm not supposed to talk to you.
Why not?
Supervisor's orders.
I'm transferring you, lass.
I wish you wouldn't call me that. My name is Anita.
Don't answer back, woman. Report to the testing room immediately. What are you doing here? Do you know who I am, lad?
I've no idea. I don't work here.
I'm Gilbert Lamb, the supervisor.
Mind if I look around?
I certainly do. Who are you?
I don't think either of these answers is going to satisfy Lamb. He's not a very nice person. At all. He's in fact the nastiest person that we've met so far. Also, did you notice the echoiness in one of Anita's lines? The one where she told us her name? Maybe that was recorded at a different time. Let's stick with the safety inspector story. I'm sure it's not going to work. But I don't think that's going to work either. We did just hear that security had just been through.
Safety inspector.
Outrageous! I've not been notified. Besides, we were inspected last week.
This is a random spot check.
I don't care. Get out!
Lamb is not a nice person, as I said. We're going to be talking to Lamb a fair bit in a bit, though. Lamb's actually, heading out right now. Let's see if we can talk to him.
Hey, Lamb.
Hello. There's a lot we can ask about. This is the most important question.
Do you know a guy called Overman?
Doberman? No, I don't.
I think his hearing needs checking.
What do you do for entertainment around here?
If I'm looking for entertainment, I go home and watch a video.
Watch out! He lives an action-packed life full of danger and daring. Let's ask about the elevator.
When will the elevator be repaired?
Isn't it working?
It doesn't appear to be.
What? How am I supposed to get my lunch? I'll starve to death.
Fat chance.
It's not good enough. I shall register a complaint. The council shall hear of this.
That's the end of the conversation right now, but we are going to talk to Lamb in a little bit. We have to focus up here to continue the conversation.
Hey, Lamb.
You know, using your card over and over again isn't going to make it work. There's more we can talk about, including his coat. You may have noticed it's a very distinctive coat, much like ours.
Is your coat made of real fur?
That's right, real beaver fur. Made from the last 10 beavers in the world. Do you like it?
No, I don't.
It's disgusting and immoral.
You're one of those soft sentimentalists, aren't you? Well, I couldn't give a damn about beavers.
That's a terrible pun. You basically wiped out the beavers for your own vanity. Remember when I said that Lamb is not a nice person? Just add that to the list of things that makes Lamb not a nice person. That list is going to be very long. It's going to roll down the corridor, down the stairs, and all the way down to ground level. It's a long list.
What does your factory produce?
Pipes, ducts, and conduits.
Anything important?
What do you think this city is built on?
Well, obviously the second option.
Rock and roll?
Don't be daft. I'm talking pipes here. Think of all the things they're used for.
Like sewers, you mean?
Let me tell you something, lad. Pipes are the arteries of this mighty erection. The veins through which its lifeblood pumps. And I am proud to serve the corporation.
I suppose somebody has to be.
But what do you actually do, Lamb? So far all it seems that you do is walk around and complain about things. I haven't seen you supervise anything, apart from ordering Anita to work somewhere else. There's nothing more we can talk to Lamb about though, at least for now.
See you later.
We'll know where Lamb is. Probably out here, walking around, trying to use the elevator, and generally complaining. He's thinking of how to write that complaint. The council will surely hear of this. Although I doubt they're going to care. And when we come back, folks, we still have a bit more of the factory to explore, and then we're going to start solving puzzles. We want to get a few things. We want to get further into the factory, and more importantly, we want to work towards at least getting the elevator working again. We definitely want the elevator to work. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.